we go. Now we are live. Hello, welcome to Purl Perspective. We are three real-life friends who come together every, 2 weeks? To chat about just everyday things and what's happening in the world and our lives in a very low-key, no-stress, relaxing environment. So if that sounds like your jam and if you like doing that while knitting or crafting of any kind, please join us. So my name is Cathy.
I'm Anahí.
And I'm Elle.
Then welcome.
That wasn't so bad. We did it.
We're getting over fears
hadn't done
today.
the intro in a while.
Yeah.
So this was interesting.
I'm a little
Good practice. Good
A
practice.
little rusty, but
I'm a
we're
little
gonna have
rusty.
to get you to do it a little bit more often.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
Do
as
you-
natural.
Do you put on like a different voice when you're like teaching?
Do you have a
No.
teach Sona?
I don't know.
I don't think I do.
No, it's hard to explain. I think it's because with teaching, I have so many years of getting over my own imposter syndrome that like
Yeah.
it's at a point where like I know it and I'm confident enough to own, but it's still always a bit nerve-wracking when it's the first class of a new group. I say this because usually the way it works is the group I will follow for their entire program, right? So
Yeah.
I usually teach them like at least 2 to 3 years, and then eventually the new program restarts, and then it's
You
new
get the
students.
next cohort, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for over 13 years, and the first 5 years I was like always fumbling and nervous, and like the first class was such a disaster. Well, not a disaster. It was good, but like. It was good, but it was like an out-of-body experience. You know when you're like a kid in high school and they're telling you to do oral presentations and you do it really fast. You think it's taken forever, but it lasted like 3 minutes and it was supposed to be 5 minutes, but you went through your speech so fast that it ended up being 3 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's me on the first. That was me on the first class of. It was like going through really, really fast and then. Just like not remembering anything about what happened other than like things were okay because they didn't run away. But like, yeah, again, I was really young when I started, so I didn't look like a professor in any shape or form. Like, so it's a lot of students were.
I feel like you don't look like a professor unless you have ear hair and are 117 years old.
Fair. But like,
and you like the tweed elbow patches on your coat. That's the only way you look like a
that's
professor.
like the ethics or philosophy professor.
I
Like,
really do like the elbow patches.
Yeah.
though.
it is a look.
You have to meet the
so
stereotype.
But
otherwise-
honestly, I haven't seen a lot of those at university. Mostly, it's like
go to the UK. You'll find them.
tenured professors tend to be a bit more of that. But
Yeah.
like if you look at anybody who's not who's like a part-time or like anything else, they tend to be more like younger or more like I don't know, like millennials and such. So they're not it's like you can tell it's not their whole personality. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
So how's everybody doing?
Oh, it's a long weekend here in Ottawa. Actually, I think every province celebrates Victoria Day.
Yeah, I think
Does
it's a federal holiday.
It's a federal holiday. So for those of you who may not be in Canada or
Wow, that's
a delay.
one
Oh
hell
no,
of a
or did
delay.
it's just not live? It looks
Is
like
that
it's
it?
just not
Oh, so
interesting.
Well-
Anyway, so for those of you who are not in Canada or even in the UK, we are celebrating Victoria Day this weekend. It is the May-long weekend. This celebrates the birthday of Queen Victoria of old, of the 1800s. Yeah. You know what? Colonialism is a thing, but we
Yeah.
benefit by getting a Monday off in May, which is pretty great.
is nice. But I agree that it's kind of weird that we're still celebrating her birthday. Like,
I don't know, man. May 2/4 is pretty dang great.
but that's the thing. It's a nice time of the year to
Yeah.
have it. It's like close. We're still technically within the Tulip Festival, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's a great
And we
activity.
have to celebrate something. Like, I personally don't make any observances for Queen Victoria. R.I.P.
Nah,
But, just R, I guess.
R. Rest.
Rest.
Um,
Hey, look,
but I
I'm
do enjoy the day off,
Yeah.
which I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
And it's I think the third Monday in May is when it's observed. It's not observed on like the specific 24th.
Mm-hmm.
But we call it May 2/4.
Because it's the 24th.
Because it's the 24th, even though it's not actually the 24th. But ironically enough, to go into stereotypes, a 24 pack of beer at least in southern Ontario, if not the rest of the country, is called a 2-4. And so it has become synonymous with drinking this long weekend.
Yeah.
So May 2-4 is like, you're going to the cottage and you're getting sloshed.
If you have a cottage.
If you have a cottage or you have a friend with a cottage. Now, we are obviously not at the cottage.
Come to my cottage.
We're obviously not at a cottage this weekend. We're sitting on Annie's couch.
Season 2 is starting filming soon. Yay! Excited.
But it is still a gorgeous weather weekend. And I hope if you are also having Monday off that you are taking advantage of the nice weather if you have it. Although apparently it was snowing in Alberta.
Yeah, I saw someone
Ew.
reel this
I'm
morning.
so sorry, guys.
Which is
I'm so sorry, Alberta.
classic Alberta.
If you're from Alberta, I apologize for the weather. Like, I'm
So
sorry you have to go
funny.
through this.
So funny.
So funny.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Anyway, long weekend
we
for
say
us.
funny, but really we mean climate change.
Yeah, the irony is just... Is it irony? It's
Is
not
it?
irony.
Is
I
it?
don't know.
No. Let's put it this way. We personally didn't do this, but it is a product of our own human behavior. These are circumstances that we have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we are our own problem. We're the problem. It's us.
Anyway, if this is your first time joining us here at Purl Perspectives, we have a little bit of a formula about how we like to approach our episodes. We like to do our episodes in 3 sections. If we have time, that is. We try not to go over 2 hours if we can help it. Our first section is typically dorks, what we are drinking, what our outfits are, what we're reading or watching, and what we are knitting/making. Our second section is usually a topic. Sometimes it's related to making. Sometimes it's just like something generally related to life and society and culture. We're yappers. We're gonna yap. That's just the way it is.
Yapper's gonna yap.
Yapper's gonna yap. Put that on a t-shirt.
I will.
Tattoo that on my
Honestly,
forehead.
yes, I kind of want a t-shirt that says.
And then our third section, if we have time at the end, is knitspiration. So things that are inspiring us in our making and in our crafting. And if we don't get a chance, if we run out of time because we're yapping too much about to share what's knitspiring us this week, we will put them on our Instagram at Purl Perspectives on Instagram. We will share those in our stories. So once again, that's our dorks for the day, our topic of the day, and then our knitspiration of the day. So who would like to start with their dork today?
I can start.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking anything because I forgot to grab a drink before we started.
Hell, hurrah.
But I'm probably gonna because this is
Your house.
my house, I'm gonna wander into the kitchen in a second and get myself a drink of something. Maybe literally just water with some lime.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, summer or spring drinks is just straight up slices of lime into water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
So
it's
refreshing.
So good, though.
It's so
lime
good.
or lemon in water. But
Yeah.
I prefer cold over hot. Some people prefer hot, but I think
No, I'm talking about cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people like lemon more than lime. I like them both sometimes at the same time. So I'm going to do that immediately after. My outfit is I am wearing the Taro tee by Kiyomi Bergen. Well, actually, I don't know if it's Kiyomi or Sashiko.
One of the twins.
One of the Bergen twins. They are Japanese Canadian knitwear designers in British Columbia.
Yeah.
I don't remember if they're in Vancouver specifically, but they are for sure in British Columbia. Mm-hmm. And this is one of their designs. They made the Taro tee and another tank top, and they're meant to be sibling patterns. And the cool thing about both the tee and the tank is that they are meant to be the base of whatever else you want to add onto it. So it's kind of for people who are looking into modifying or trying their hand at motifs and texture and design,
That's
etc.
really cool.
So they give you just like the very basic pattern with 2 options for finishing the edges, and then you can do with it what you want. I decided to keep it super plain, but I did try a different edge method, which I had never done before this, which is instead of just casting off, you cast off, pick up the same stitches, and then cast them off again.
Oh, interesting. Like with an I-cord or?
No I-cord, just cast them off regularly.
And then pick them up.
And cast them off again.
Because it almost looks like an I-cord edging, but it isn't.
It isn't, literally looks like an I-cord. That's what I thought it was.
It lies very flat. It doesn't curl up, which I found really interesting that it wouldn't do that. On the bottom I just let it curl with a regular cast off. So I'm very pleased with this. I've been wearing this shirt for like 5 years.
Yeah, you've made it a while ago.
I made it a really long time ago, and I made it to be oversized, and it's still oversized, but even if I change sizes, it'll fit. The pattern was not supposed to be oversized, but I chose to go up a few sizes. Very size inclusive as well. Love the Tarot Tea by the Bergen sisters. What I'm reading, I have been on a reading slump, so I decided to treat myself to a little potato chippy read, and I downloaded a super cheesy historical romance on Libby, and I listened to it all in like a couple of days. It's called The Bright Says Maybe. I have no idea who the author is. All I know is one of those formulaic historical romances with a trope on arranged marriage, and it's just like a feisty woman and like a big guy with a soft heart. It's so cute, and it kind of really got me out of the slump of like not having anything on my reading list to now having a couple books that I'm looking forward to.
Sometimes you just need that, right? Like a really easy little palette cleanser of some kind. Mm-hmm. Or a little amuse-gueule, you could say.
Amuse-bouche?
Yeah, un petit amuse-gueule, amuse-bouche. To kind of like just prepare you for more.
Yeah. It helps get either over a book hangover or like prepare you to like transition back into reading after a slump.
Yeah.
I find.
Yeah, and it's like such an easy thing to pick up because it's very low stakes. There's like romance, but it's nothing raunchy. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just nice. It was just a nice time. So that's what I have been reading. Highly recommend that you check the romance section on Libby.
Yep.
A lot of those books are just ready to listen or ready to borrow. Yeah. There's no list usually. No wait list, I mean.
Can you guys hear Bilbo just snoring just off to the side?
I did, but I'm so used to it.
It's like white noise at this point.
Exactly.
If you're hearing anything and you're like, what's that? It's just Bilbo. Carry on.
Yeah. Ali is not just like
I'm not
petting the couch on the side. There's a dog over there.
He's blending into my black trousers, so I'm not just petting my own leg. There's a dog here.
I like how you're using your black trousers today so that you, like, all of the Bilbo hair will not be noticeable.
Was very intentional when I got dressed.
I do appreciate that.
I changed specifically to come over here.
What else is on the door? My knitting!
Yes.
Okay. I have been making a crochet antique doily. Here you go.
That's beautiful.
It's really nice.
It's really cute. And I underestimated how big it was going to be. I'm on round 10 of 22. Of 26 rounds. I don't think I'm going to go to 26, let's be real. Because the purpose of me making a doily is I want to use it as a decoration for the back panel of my jean jacket.
Ooh.
So I think what I'm going to do, rather than finish the doily, is go up a few more rounds and then stretch it over the back panel and just see if it fits. And if it does fit, I'll stop. This is a pattern. I'll show you what the actual pattern looks like.
Wow.
Holy mother. It is very big.
It's quite big. Look at that fruit bowl.
But it looks beautiful.
It does.
Because you haven't started these parts, right?
No,
so
I haven't. I'm kind of just here.
Yeah. Wow.
So I am a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie that these are just too big. But you know what? We're gonna press on, and I do like it anyway. So if it ends up looking different, or if I've messed up the pattern.
What would be really cool? If you took that, and do you remember that giant embroidery hoop that you got at the Great Glebe Garage Sale a few years
it's
ago?
over there. Uh-huh.
If you ended up not using it on your thing, and you ended up stretching it into that hoop.
Like
and
a
then,
mandala?
Yeah, and then putting it on display.
That would be really nice, actually. Do you make doilies at home? Is that something that you do? Did someone in your life make doilies when you were growing up?
My grandmother made so many of those.
She did. Crochet or knitting?
Crochet.
I remember my aunt Celia, she used to just have one of these balls of white thread on her person every time, and she was just making doilies constantly. She didn't use a pattern.
No, she just went?
I have no idea how she did this. She was just fabulous at it. I don't know who taught her. Probably, like, I don't remember my grandma doing crafts, but all my aunts do. And so my aunt Celia, I remember like really, really admiring her when she was working on her doilies, because she holds her crochet hook like this, like really intensely.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's how I hold my sashiko needles.
Really?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
And which
and
is
my scalpels, actually.
it's kind of really hard on the body, I will admit.
Yeah.
But this is how she did it, and she would go like a sewing machine.
Impressive.
It was so impressive, and I really, really admired when she was doing that. So I have been working on this and thinking of my aunt.
Aww.
We'll see how it goes.
Can I ask where you found the pattern, this antique pattern?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the pineapple and fan pattern from it was from a thread company booklet. So it was a booklet that was offered for free, I think in the 1940s, I believe.
Okay.
And this was available for download and for perusing at antiquepatternlibrary.org.
Ah, there we go.
Cool.
You guys ever been to Antique Pattern Library?
I have been.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute, but I have checked it out.
It is a crazy, gigantic collection of really, really high quality uploads of antique patterns for a lot of textiles. There's sewing, tatting, crochet, lace making, tatrice.
That's Palestinian embroidery or cross-stitching embroidery.
Yeah, embroidery, cross-stitch, a whole different, like, plethora of different textile and stitch patterns. Something also like it's lace making, but you remove the threads rather than adding more threads onto a grid. So you get it's like a loosely woven
textile of some kind.
Like, I want to say grid. Think about Aida fabric, but like a really old version of Aida fabric where you can like get your needle in between the weave and the warp and the weft.
It's an open weave.
An open weave piece of fabric, and then the technique, which I'm forgetting what the technique is you go in you put your needle in the vertices and tighten it, so it opens the weave more when you tighten the vertices. Mm-hmm. And that's how you make each stitch. And that was a really old kind of like embroidery.
That's cool.
But what's cool is that like regardless of the embroidery or like the technique or the method that they were offering, a lot of these patterns are grids, are charts. So you can transfer those charts to whatever you want. I highly recommend that you give it a look, especially like the cross stitch patterns are fantastic. And that's where I found this. I literally went onto antiquepatternlibrary.org, and I input in the search doilies, and it was like really easy. There was so many open opportunities, open like versions, and I just picked one that I liked. And I specifically was looking for something that had the pineapple the pineapple, I guess, stitch motif, which I'll try to show you closer, but like that sort of like leaf
At the very edge of
at
it?
the very edge of it, that sort of leaf pattern, that's called a crochet pineapple. And it's very reminiscent of the early 1970s.
Yep.
Like homeware had a lot of crochet pineapples. So I'm excited to try them out.
I'll
That's
make
what I'm
sure
thinking.
to put, if not the direct link to the Antique Pattern Library itself, if not the pattern itself, then at least antiquepatternlibrary.org
Yeah.
itself in the show notes when I do them this week.
I'm also using a number 7 boy antique crochet hook.
It's
that
so small.
It's almost a sewing needle. Like I don't know if you
It's like
can
not even
tell.
showing up really.
It's not even showing up. Look at that. It's so small. But that's what I'm using, and I'm feeling hella vintage.
Impressive.
Now I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah, do it. Agua,
Who's
agua.
next?
I'll go.
Yeah, you go.
All right.
Drinking.
Drinking. Well, okay, you know me. Agua is my drink of choice. My
It's
poison.
Good. It's good for
of choice.
everything. It's good for everyone. Drink.
So
If you haven't already today, have some water.
have some water. It
And
is-
I'm not just telling you, the viewer, but I'm telling future me when you do the show notes. Drink some water. Allie.
drink some water. Take
some water,
take
future
a
Allie.
break and take some water. Drink some water. That's never been a problem for me. I drink like religiously, mostly because I tend to drink when I'm at work. I always have like a huge cup next to me that's filled, and then this way it kind of like forces me to go to the bathroom, which forces me to get up
and moving?
get up and moving and away from the screen. So there is a purpose, but unfortunately I can't just turn it off. So even on my days off,
It's habit now.
it's a habit.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm drinking. My outfit is a little dress from LA Soul, which is like, I just call it the mushroom dress, or
Mushies.
what do you call it? The Miss Frizzle dress. Because it's giving me Miss Frizzle
Very
vibes.
on brand.
It is giving Miss Frizzle.
Yeah, very on brand.
Which, by the way, if you want to watch the Magic School Bus, it is on Tubi for free. I found that.
Is it really?
Yeah, I found it.
Nice.
I was like perusing on Tubi for fun. I was like, is that the Magic School Bus? And I was like, oh my god.
My
And then
partner and I were just on Tubi watching the original RoboCop from
yeah, we
1984.
did too. Matt and me did. So Matt and me saw that they also have Reboot,
What
which is
a ride.
one of my favorite
they have
shows of all-
Reboot?
yeah.
I love Reboot.
one of my
Did you ever
favorite
watch
shows.
Reboot?
Maybe.
It was like these blue characters, and they were like living inside of a computer game.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Canada. It's
So
a Canada made, by
good.
the way.
I
FYI.
did. Yeah,
Is
I
it
did
really?
watch
Yeah.
Reboot.
So it's it's on Reboot and it's on Tubi, and I may have watched it like 50,000 times since I saw that it was on Tubi.
Hell yeah!
Whatever.
But yeah,
I
so
know what I'm doing later.
so yeah, Magical School Bus is on Tubi, and me and my partner were like, oh my god, let's watch it, and then we started watching, and we're like, this is not what we remembered, but it's fun. Like, it's different, right? When you're a kid, you watch something,
everything
and
is
then
so impressive.
the only thing I have rewatched from when I was a kid that I'm like, I still love it is Reboot. It's the only one that I'm like, it doesn't matter
It holds
how
up.
old I get. I'm just like, especially season 3. I'm a sucker for season 3. So anyway, reading. Ooh, that's a loaded question. There's a lot of stuff. I think I've realized that I do a lot of like, I'll buy something, which I'm sure a lot of readers do. I'll buy something, and then I'll forget that that I already started a series,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a duet or a trilogy or a series, whatever. And then, fast forward 5 books later, I'm like, I guess I should read tome 3 of this. But it's so hard, and this is nothing on the story, even if I loved the story like nobody's business, and then something happened and I put it down after I finished a book, sometimes going back to the second one or third one after I've read a few other things
It's
is
so
really hard
Especially
because
if-
I'm not into it anymore.
Yeah,
and
you're
it's
out of the flow.
Yeah.
Especially if you've read something else in between, you're kind of on that
Yes.
mode now, on that train.
And it's
hard to
a
go
little
back.
frustrating because so there's a trilogy that I've been meaning to finish. I read the first and the second book. The first one is called Dear Reader. Again, it is a dark romance. It's more like, it's not super dark. It's more about, I mean, the best way to describe it is that there's a cult involved a little bit, like where there's you're not really sure what's happening. It's a mystery. So there's a bit of like mystery of like who did this, who murdered these people, what. So there's not a lot of like romance right at the beginning, I guess. It kind of like starts slowly, but a lot of it is about the mystery of like what's happening. The second one is called Watch Your Back, and then which I finished. Which again, the second I started reading the second one, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm back into it. And then I was like, I need a break. And then I started something else between the third, and then I'm like, I want to finish the third, but now I'm kind of out of it, and I have to either commit to reading a series from A to Z if I can, unless obviously the book's not available, and not divert my attention, which is really hard for me to do.
Yeah, good luck.
Or I have to, accept the fact that sometimes I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to twist my own arm to like keep going in a series. And again, it's nothing on the story. I enjoy the story very much. There's a lot of series or books that have more than one book that's what happened, where it was really hard for me to just keep going and going and going. Like even Dungeon Crawler Carl, I'm at book 3, which I'm loving, but I think this one, the difference is that I'm trying to prolong the fun, because you can only read a book once. You know what I mean?
No, you
for the first time. No, I mean
it.
like for the first time.
Your first time.
So like it's a different read. When you reread a book, it's very different. My experience anyway is very different. So I'm trying to savor it, like the wonderful delicacy that it is to me, because I don't usually like science fiction, but I'm so in love with this that I really want to take my time to really appreciate the work.
Nice.
And the inside jokes, and well, not inside, but like the little
quirk
humor, all that stuff, the quotes and and the depth of characters. So I'm really, so I usually pair that. I feel like I'm talking about wine, but I pair that with like something more like, so yeah, right now it's this one and a book that I'm not sure how I feel about yet.
Oh.
It's called, oh my God, Love Me, Stalk Me, or Stalk Me, Love Me. I forgot which one.
Uh-huh.
And it's about this girl who's in a really shitty relationship. Like her partner is an absolute piece of shite. Like, you've gained 30 pounds. Let me get you a dietitian. Like, kind of dirtbag. Okay?
Ew.
Like, exactly. Let's just put it this way. You read this character and you're like, I feel dirty right now. Anyway, and then there's this hot coworker that she has in her life, who new coworker. That's the only thing I'm not a huge fan of. I would have preferred if he wasn't super new. Anyway, and then so this story involves AI, which it's the first time I read something that has. So essentially, her friend introduces her to an app that has a AI boyfriend experience where she kind of like she gets to, I guess, program the perfect boyfriend that she wants, and then the AI chat bot or whatever the fudge will just interact the way that you want them to, right? So if you want them to be charming and romantic and like say hello baby, like even the pet name you can choose, right? So it's very like disturbing a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, very Black Mirror.
Very Black Mirror, but like again, it is like, anyway. So she does that reluctantly, but I think she just is clearly someone who's starved for affection.
Yeah.
Her partner does not give her any of that. And it is very clear to me when you read this book that she should be leaving this person, but it is not an easy feat to do when you're stuck in a long-term relationship. It's a cycle. Anyway, we're not going to get into that, but that's her situation. And then essentially, I don't know how, because I'm not a tech person, but the coworker finds a way to quote unquote hack that program, and he becomes the perfect boyfriend. Oh. So instead of her talking to a bot, she's talking to that guy. Oh. She does have the hots for him, like from day one, but it's still very much invasion of privacy. So, check your trigger warnings.
Interesting.
I don't know how I feel about the story just because the writing is not that, how do I put it this way? I'm not into it. It's not.
The writing is not your usual style, like the style
I don't know.
You like?
It's not, like, the story is fine, but I feel like it's just that. It's very lukewarm. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not, like, I don't hate it, but I don't, So I don't know how I still feel. I don't even know if I'm gonna. Yeah, no. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish it. Probably just because I don't like not finishing a book. It really has to. I really have to hate the story or hate a character or hate everything about the book to not finish a book. I've finished books that anybody else would have been like, "What's wrong with you?" But for me, it's not, it's the completionist in me that just like, no, I started it, I'm gonna finish it. So sometimes it's like pulling teeth for me, but I will try to finish the book.
Do you allow yourself to read other stuff in between, or do you like lock in and just
No, I try to lock in and finish it as quickly as possible to just like get the Band-Aid off.
Does that make you feel good at the end?
A little bit. I think it does, not for the fact that, not for the story, but for the fact that I finished it. Kind of like, yay, I finished it, and then I move on with my life.
Okay.
It's really just I think so. That's the best way to describe it. It's really just like, oh, I finished a book. Like, I feel
That's
proud of
such a
myself.
different experience to how I, like, navigate reading books. I sometimes forget that I've been reading a book, and I have no problem just, like,
letting it go. Yeah, no, I just, like, I think I can probably count on one hand or potentially two hands how many books I did not finish.
Oh, really?
In my entire life.
No.
And there's only one in all of those books that I've ever wanted to not finish that I could not, and that's the fucking Pamela book that I've talked about before. But this was because of school. I had no choice but to finish it. But if I could have, I would have stopped, and I would have thrown it away and burned it.
Damn, you really didn't like that book.
I really hated the book so much.
I don't think I've ever felt like the completionist part kick in for me. I've not finished books for no reason, for just like, oh,
know what?
I don't want to read it.
I think for me,
but it's more like I've completed it, not because I'm like I have to finish it because I have to finish it, but it's more because I'm like I'm curious as to where the storyline is going and I want to know. But if I've been able to find out through alternative sources, like looking online, reading a plot summary, whatever, skipping to the end and determining that way, then I'll do that and then DNF.
So that can be a problem for me, spoilers, because as much as I don't mind spoilers, I also realize that in some cases, the only way I'm going to keep a story going is if I don't know what's coming. Because if I find out what the end is, it doesn't matter what the end is. It doesn't matter if it's a good ending or bad ending.
It kind of ruins
an ending I love it. It doesn't matter. It matters that I found out before the end. Like, so I was robbed of the experience of finding out. Oh. But it doesn't, like, sometimes I do enjoy spoilers, so it really depends on the story. Anyway, but we'll see. For that one, we'll see what happens. And then the other thing that I literally just got on my, like, buying list, because it's on Kobo, so I'm very glad, is the Off-Campus series. Now that I know it's a book series, I bought all of them.
All like 8 of 10,
you guys
12
have been
of
talking about Off-Campus. What is Off-Campus?
Okay, so here, let me get into this. So Off-Campus is a TV show that just released like last Wednesday on Amazon Prime. It is based off of a series of books by Elle Kennedy, a Canadian author.
Yeah,
actually, a Canadian author. She released the primary series is called Off-Campus. It's 4 books plus a 5th book, which is like kind of like an epilogue
happy
book,
ending.
Which is based off of four guys who are on like the university hockey team and then like their significant others, and it's these 4 stories, and then the 5th book is like epilogues kind of, right? And then there's a secondary series within the same universe. It's called Briar U, and it's like 4 more hockey players, like the next generation of hockey players, like, you know, so like these 4 guys have just graduated, and it's like the next, you know, like that next first line.
Yeah, it's a
of
real
hockey
Degrassi
players.
situation.
Kind of,
yeah,
right?
kind of.
And so then the next 4 books are this next like sort of generation, and then there's I can't remember what the like tertiary series is called, again same universe, but it is the children of those initial books. It is their stories that are now being told. So there are, I think at this point there's something like 12 or 13 books that have come out from within this universe.
So
there's another one that's coming out relatively soon. The TV show is the first book.
The first book.
Like generational legacy hockey players.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
The
so cool.
The TV series was everybody's like, oh, it's the first book. It's The Deal, which is what it's called. The first book, The Deal. But then when you watch it, you're like, wait a second. It isn't. The way the producers have said it is that instead of doing the traditional, like, one couple gets one season, they're like, no. We're going to go one semester. You're still going to have that, like, main couple, but you are going to be interacting with all of the characters from this extended universe. And while, yes, you will have that kind of main couple happening, you are going to be understanding what's happening with all of these characters as well.
Which is kind of nice. Yes.
Like,
so it's
each stories.
Yeah, so each season is each semester type
okay,
of thing.
That's cool.
So that'll be how it's going to go. It's really good. I was so excited. I think I said in the last season, or the last episode that we filmed, I had just reread The Deal in preparation.
Yeah.
I stayed up until like 2:30 in the morning, reread it in one go. I was very excited. I actually went into work early on Wednesday the 13th so that I could leave early, so that I could go home, so that I could watch all 8 episodes in one shot, which is exactly what I did. I got home and I binged watched the whole season in one go.
So committed.
I had my sparkly lights on. I even turned off the overhead light, which, if you know me, is a big deal. I turned off my overhead light. And I watched the whole thing in one shot. I didn't even knit. I just, like, sat there on the couch and was like... And it was so good.
I think that the reason I enjoyed it is because that format that you just mentioned, it's really hard to not focus.
Yeah.
Because there's always something happening.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, because sometimes when you have stories like, let's take Bridgerton, for example, where you have like a main couple per season, there are moments where something happens that isn't really like, I guess I want to say interesting or as interesting as what's really happening.
Because you're craving the main story.
So I'm not as like, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm just like, okay. And I'm not going to fast forward, but I'm not going to be as engaged. But with Off Campus, because the other stuff is like, I'm assuming parts of that is what happens in the other books and probably stuff for TV only. But the point is, there's a lot more stuff happening. It's really hard to not focus on what you watch on the screen.
You are going to be...
I know. Don't tell me.
Wait, have you read any of it yet?
No, I have not. But I've heard things. So I know that things are happening that I'm going to fucking lose my shit over. And I'm okay with that. I want to... But this is very much one of those universes I don't want spoilers of any kind.
They made some... Okay, so the first book came out in 2015. And obviously it's 2026. So they had to make some changes in order to, like, bridge that time gap. Because... things are very different from, like, even technology-wise, right? Like, the way people date in 2015 to the way people date now is very different. And I personally love the changes that they made and the changes to the story, the things that they took out, the things that they put in. I liked it. I know that there's a lot of people online who said, no, this should have been in. No, why did they make the character this way? Why did they not do this? Like, all of that.
But here's the thing.
I personally like it. There's one thing that they did in the TV show, and I'm like, they're fucking twisting the knife, and I, for one...
I know what you're talking about, probably,
I can't wait to see how they go about this, because it's gonna hurt so bad!
Look, listen,
whew, the build-up.
I realize also that, like, you know what? What I realized watching this show, there is, I mean...
It's really good.
There's such an untapped market for that kind of content for millennial women.
I don't think it's untapped.
No. I mean, it's not... I don't think you understand what I mean by untapped. There are so many stories out there.
No, but I don't think
we're just scratching the surface.
Of TV adaptations?
Of, like, TV adaptations, of movie adaptations. Because, like, Fourth Wing is coming out, and ACOTAR's doing its thing.
No, like, but like, so this TV show is part of, like, a 10 content piece from Amazon that is their summer slate, and of that summer slate, I think 8 of them are, like, adaptations of books.
But no, but that's what I'm saying, is that there's, like, I feel like
Amazon is starting to, like, they've gotten on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
Netflix even as well, like, they're
but, like,
doing the adaptations.
They are, but, like, I feel like it's a long time coming in the sense that, like, a lot of TV content before, like, I feel like it's very
original.
recent. No, not original. Well, yes, but also, even if it was book adaptations, it was more catered towards either men or everyone, versus, like, family stuff or versus this is clearly for the girls. Like, you don't have to be a girl to love it, of course, but you can see it's catered to.
If you're a girl at heart.
For the gals.
It's
the
for
goyles.
it's romance central, and I love.
Gargoyles.
You know what I love about those? A lot of them have like subtle little lessons on how to like be a perfect lover, physically and emotionally. And I'm here for it because if guys fucking read these things and listened,
I saw something today
the
online.
blueprints
are there
for years.
I saw something today that said that so the main character in the first book in the first season, his name is Garrett Graham. That Garrett Graham in the book was written for the 17-year-olds. Garrett Graham in the TV show was written for us, like, millennial women.
The
34-year-olds. And I was like, accurate. That's accurate. That's actually quite accurate.
Yeah, because you know what? And that's really smart, too, because they probably know that the people that are watching the show read it when they were 17, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, the thing is, they...
Like, this is the same audience.
Well, maybe not
15
17
years later.
But... Yeah, like
but
11
younger.
years later.
Young people.
Younger. I'm just saying, keep doing this because I want more.
I would also put my my vote in the keep doing this because I'm really enjoying all of the book adaptations that are coming out that are specifically for the female gaze.
Yes, because
The
Lord
females
knows,
and the gays.
For the female gaze.
And the gays and all of the yes. So
all of the above.
All of the yeah.
Maybe let's say for the gentle gaze. Because if you're a gentle man, but you're like on the gentle side, that's also your gaze, right?
Yes.
For everybody who just loves love.
Pretty much.
I love love.
Oh, and I'm so pumped for whoever. I don't really know who was going to be the focus of the second season because it sounds like
they've been toying with the audience, and like the way that they did season 2 makes you think it's going to be a specific couple.
But I have a feeling
the way that they've done the way that they've like introduced a couple in season 1 makes you think it's going to be that couple in season 2. But then today they just released a photo on Instagram. And you're like, this is totally an Easter egg that it's going to be this other couple for season 2.
You're fully on the social media bandwagon.
Obviously. Anyway.
Did you also read the books, Cathy?
No.
Not yet.
So like I just said, I just bought them. Like I didn't buy all of them. I bought the first 4
or 5.
4. And
I have
the other ones are all in my cart waiting, but it's all online. On Kobo, so I appreciate the fact that I don't have to have a physical copy as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
I think when we were talking about completing a series or complete, like why I want to complete a series, I feel like for me, whether it's digital or physical, reading a story, finishing a book is like having a little trophy that said, yay, you finished.
Because there's nothing we love more than a sticker.
No, but I have a lot of problems finishing things.
Oh.
So every time I finish a book, it's like my own part of like a part of me that says like, look at you actually finished a thing. And like, cause I tend to not finish things. It is a very big problem.
Really? I have thoughts about that. I don't know you want to hear them live, but I'll tell you in my experience, I have had to come to terms with the fact that I have ADHD and I'm a starter, not a finisher. Yes. And I have had to forgive myself for not being a finisher.
So the thing is, books are easy for me to finish. So they're like, it's an easy way for me to like, I guess, like tap that little part that gets a little unsatisfied if I can't do it for everything else in my life. So with books, it's like, or not just books, like movies or I do the same thing with TV series. Like, unless I really hate TV series, no. You know what? No, that's not true because I've started a lot and I did not finish them because I did not like them. So
I think it's easier for a TV show, right?
Yeah.
It's something like, it's less stimulating in the sense that you're only using your eyes.
Your eyes, yes, that's.
Whereas
you're
for
right.
a book, I'm using my hands and my eyes.
Yeah.
So it's harder for me to put that down than to just like walk away from a TV show.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't watch that much TV, do you?
No. I drop
Except
off
for
of
off
stuff
camera.
all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, not about it.
Yeah.
Not about it.
It's also like
not
less,
about it.
It's less.
Matt is exactly the same. He'll start
again,
50,000
like,
things and just
not
like watch
finish
10
any.
minutes and go like, this is not for me. And then I'm like, how could you
Like,
do that?
No, like I'll complete an episode of something and I'll give myself to like the end of the episode, but I'll be like,
meh.
nah.
Yeah, I feel kind of not the
But
same way.
Again,
but
I think it's just our neurodivergence.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
I think so, but I also think TV shows specifically are meant to be consumed in individual episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, completing it is like I finished the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I never watch the rest of the episodes of that show, I still finish the episode. Like I watched the show.
I think for me, it's more like, can I achieve the goal of finding out what I want to know in an alternative form? Can I find out what happens in the season by reading about it online? Yes. Good enough.
Okay.
Okay, so you're in it for the story, for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm in it. I
Like,
watch
I'm
and
in
read
it-
stuff because
yeah.
I want to be entertained in the moment. The story is kind of like secondary priority for me.
Like, I'm in it for the plot, and my engagement with the book and my enjoyment with the TV show or whatever type of media it is will be determined, or will determine how much detail I want to get into.
Interesting.
So if it's like, oh, I'm really invested in this TV show. Bilbo's so invested in this conversation. If I'm really invested in this TV show, I will watch all 40 episodes of this season.
Okay.
But if I am not invested in this TV show, I will watch one episode, then I will go to Wikipedia and I will read the episode synopses of the season and be done and never return back to the TV show.
And then you're like, all right, that was enough for me.
I'm good.
Really?
That's it. That took me 5 minutes to read those synopses, and that saved me watching hours of television.
That does not scratch the itch for me.
No, but here's the thing. It's almost sounds like in your case, like it's
I want
about
the information.
Yeah, it's about, and that's
It's about the plot.
But here's the thing. That's very much you. You're all about getting the information. Like the fact that you love historical facts. The fact that for you, it's like, for her, it's like solving a puzzle. For you, it's all about the entertainment. Like, what can it do to distract
To me,
you from
like
your...
in the moment.
Yeah.
It's
like serving two different...
in the moment.
You know, it's serving... I'm not sure where I lie, but those are the two, you know.
I think for you, it's kind of like a...
Yeah, check a box. Not check a box.
Not a checklist, but like... Wow. I think for you, it's kind of like a hunger, you know? Like, you have a plate of food, and you're not done until you finish your food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like, I'm happy to just, like, steal a strawberry and walk away. That was a really bad
I think Bilbo wants us to move on to to my door.
Oh yeah, well, wait,
Oh wait, what are you knitting?
Yeah, what are you knitting?
I'm knitting the Doppio.
Woo!
Clearly,
It's so
I've
good.
gotten to the ribbing, which is nice.
It looks like a fuzzy peach.
So
Like a
it
fuzzy
really does.
Ontario peach.
So I'm gonna be I'm gonna be casting off at some point.
So fun.
I did. Are you gonna do the Italian bind off like it calls for in the pattern?
Probably. I just
It
tend
was
to just
really slow but very meditative. I will
Yeah.
say.
You liked it?
I
Yeah.
enjoy it
Yeah.
is one of those that like I have to watch the stupid YouTube video
Yeah.
every single
Oh,
time.
yeah, every
but
time,
I
just-
also
just like the graft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not say I'm a ride or die either way, but
It is a beautiful bind off.
It was
It's
beautiful
nice.
and it did look really good. But I will say this because I found this out the hard way. If you decide to do the Italian bind off with your Doppio on the sleeves, the hem, whatever, the last row of ribbing that you do, cut the fuzz. Do the last row of ribbing with no fuzz.
No fuzz.
And bind off with no fuzz.
Why?
Save yourself the headache with the fuzz. And because if you have to unpick it for any
But
reason...
isn't it gonna look different?
Well, no, it's at the
one
very
row
bottom.
and the
Well,
very
that's what I'm
edge.
thinking.
You won't really see it.
Oh, okay.
And then if you get, like, if you make a mistake or if you have to unpick
Yeah.
it for any reason, and then on top of that, it is much smoother when you're dealing with such long strands of yarn.
That I do agree because mohair is
Monsieur.
kind of a diva.
It is. It's a really annoying diva.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
I got lucky in that, like, my yarns were really
Muchacho.
Buddy!
really
What
dark.
is
Should I
happening?
just wake him up?
No, he's probably just gonna go back to sleep.
Readjust. Yeah, my yarns were like much darker and like less morally,
Right.
Because they're much more tonally. That's what I'm looking for. Like they're much
They
more.
are closer in value.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. So it was less obvious that I had cut the fuzz, but
Okay.
just for ease of maneuvering your yarn, I would recommend cutting the fuzz a row early.
That's so interesting.
Mhm.
I wonder if there's like a perfect antonym for contrasting.
I don't know.
What about
Probably.
your dork.
My dork. So, first of all, I would just like to say I apologize in advance if I'm really, like, verbally clumsy. I've had a bit of a headache since like yesterday morning, and like I'm feeling like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's fair.
Yeah. There's like the hamster wheel is spinning, but there's no hamster.
Or you know what? He's like in the wheel, like turning with the wheel. He's like, I can't do this.
Get off.
I hear that.
So I feel very much like today. So what's my dork? Today I am drinking a like sort of pina colada mocktail.
Oh, how did you make it?
In that I'm severely dehydrated, which might be contributing to my headache, you know?
Probably, yes. Yeah, I would say definitely
contributing.
The temperatures are shifting. Your body needs more water.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is, there's
Just like the plants.
There's a pineapple bubbly water, like a sparkling water. Then there's like half a cup of pineapple juice. Then there's a big splash of coconut milk. And then I topped it up with just raw water and ice.
Coconut juice?
It's coconut milk.
Oh, coconut milk.
Coconut milk.
Yummy.
Pineapple juice, coconut milk, pineapple sparkling water, and then just regular water and ice to fill in the gap.
You missed the lemon.
Oh,
the lime.
fuck.
You want some lime?
Yeah, actually, that would be...
Yeah.
See? The hamster wheel.
Because then the lime really cuts the fat of the coconut, and that's what makes a pina colada.
See? This is why I need friends. They saved me
Friends
from
who know, because I wouldn't have
my
known.
beverage-related mistakes. So it's actually really good, and I'm going to try to do it again in the future. Thanks, buddy. What is my outfit? I am wearing my Yarn and Books hat from Pine and Purl.
Yay! Which I also wore to walk here. It's a great
hat.
lampshade.
Love it so much.
Yarn and Pine and Pearl has new
Yeah.
bookish content.
Yeah. If you are going to any of the fiber festivals that Pine and Pearl will be exhibiting at over the next little bit, I think she'll have a couple of leftover hats. The pre-order that she had going on for them wrapped up. Oh, that's really loud. Wrapped up in April, and then I think she's just gotten her first shipment of hats from the embroiderer, and so she sent those out to everybody who's purchased them, and so there were a couple of leftover hats, which I believe will be going with her to some of the fiber festivals she'll be exhibiting at.
Oh.
So she's down in Southern Ontario, so if you're at any of those...
Down south.
If you're at any of those festivals, check her out. She might have some hats at her booth. If she does, snap them up. They're pretty great.
I also saw a tote bag that said like yarn, like a little yarny, a little bookish or something like that.
Cute. Love that.
Love it.
Love that. I also have a District Deli shirt on. This is my
Nice.
favorite local sandwich shop.
Beautiful Sammy.
Truly so good. Their feature sandwich this week is one of their veggie sandwiches that they've just updated. They swapped out one of the ingredients, and instead of having, I think it was like eggplant before, now it has halloumi in it. It's the garland.
Love halloumi.
They changed the garland, so now it has halloumi. So I went and I got it yesterday for lunch, and I came back, and it was so good. Normally, these sandwiches are so huge. Normally, I eat one half for lunch, and then I eat the second half for dinner. Well, yesterday, I ate half the sandwich, and I was like, this is freaking amazing, and I ate the second half
keep going.
immediately. And then I, like, wrapped up all of my waste, and I threw it away, and then I was like, oh no, and I immediately took a 2.5-hour nap.
Yeah.
Like, I was so full of because it was.
I am not surprised.
It was not a small amount of halloumi that they put on the sandwich, my friends. It was like it was like this big.
It was the block.
It was so much halloumi, and it was such a good sandwich. Oh my god, it was amazing, and I immediately conked out for 2.5 hours.
You ever do like a charcoal grilled halloumi with like a little honey drizzle on the top? Highly recommend if you're looking for a quick summer appetizer.
Ooh, imagine that on a skewer.
Yeah, like if you could do a skewer of like peach halloumi, olive oil, like charcoal grill it, and then drizzle some hot honey on top.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Delicious.
That sounds
Now
great.
I'm hungry. Damn it. So,
Yeah.
what are you reading?
I have just finished reading. So I actually didn't do as much reading in the last 2 weeks as I normally would, and there's a reason for that. My cousin told me about this sea drama that she started watching that she thought I might like. So it was a historical fiction Chinese language drama called Pursuit of Jade on Netflix.
Yes, I've heard about it.
Is it about sailors?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't
I know
even know how
to
to describe it. But it's like 40 episodes long.
Damn.
And I like devoured it. She was so right. I did. I loved it. I devoured it.
I remember, I haven't watched it, but I saw that. What's it about?
It's about, okay, so the first episode, I'll give you kind of like the gist of the first episode. So this like impoverished woman living in like a small rural village is like she's a butcher. Her parents have just passed away. She's returning home one evening when she literally falls over this man who's like collapsed and passed out in the snow.
Oh my
and
God.
she's like, oh my God, I can't just leave him here, he's dying. So she brings him home and she like nurses him back to health, and then a series of things conspire to happen, and she ends up being like, can you help me out? I need you to like marry me so that I can save my family home. And he's like, okay, I will help you. And then like things happen, and I don't know how much I can like give away without it being like really spoiler. But I think this is like pretty obvious from the descriptions or not. Anyway, he's like hiding his identity.
Okay.
He's like not who he says.
He's like high up something.
He's not who he says, who he tells her that he is. And like things ensue. And then anyway, it's like so good though. It's so good. And it's like beautifully shot. And it's like the music is fantastic. And like the costuming is amazing. Which you would expect nothing less from a C-drama. Like everyone that I've seen has been so well done. And I had forgotten how much I love the genre of like historical fiction, like these like really highly stylized, almost soap opera-esque.
Oh, I love
ones.
that.
C-dramas, K-dramas, and J-dramas, they like, but
I thought you meant C like the ocean.
No.
C as in the letter C.
So they're very like they have a style, they have a type.
Yeah, exactly.
And I find that C-drama and K-drama are really, really good for historical stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've watched a lot of really good K-drama that was like set in historical time. Like there's one, I don't know if you saw that one, there's one about a chef that like literally travels back in time.
Yeah, I've seen some of, I was looking for a bunch of different
travel.
And then essentially arrives into an era where the leader, I guess, of that era is like literally the worst possible human being.
Tyrant, yeah.
Oh
But she arrives
like the tyrant
before
in the chef or
he
something?
gets, like she arrives before he becomes that.
I've seen a trailer for this.
I mean, he kind of already is, but like not as bad. Mm-hmm. So essentially, her arrivals changes things.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's done again. I think what really strikes me, as much as the story, is the filming and the costumes and
it's
holy crap, it's
fantastic.
so
Costumes are good?
beautiful. Yeah.
So I watched a lot of C-dramas when I lived in China in high school, obviously. And I fell in love with so many of them then, and I had forgotten how much I enjoyed the dramas, in particular the historical fictions. So I'm very excited to jump back into the genre, and I will be exploring more of them over the next few months, I think.
Very nice.
I did, however, do a little bit of reading in the last 2 weeks. I listened to The Serviceberry by Robin Wall Kimmerer.
Oh, finally! How did you like it?
Beautifully read. I loved it. You can't not love Robin Wall Kimmerer.
It's fantastic.
She's fantastic. Her writing is so insightful and really just makes you pause and think. And what I really loved about The Serviceberry was how she really just puts it to the forefront of like the smallest actions we can do to help our neighbor can really have like a big ripple effect. So anyway, it just
what are you taking away from that? I mean, I know what I took away from it when I read it, but
I mean, she kept, well, one of the things she mentioned that, well, or I guess one of the quotes that she used was, I store my leftovers in the belly of my neighbor.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just love being reminded of that, because it really does kind of bring me back to my own like familial roots of like in Sikhism. My family is Punjabi. My dad's family is Punjabi, I should say. And there is this tenet, this like really core tenet in Sikhism called seva, which is basically, it's not a literal translation, but like service.
Yeah.
And one of the core tenets, or like one of the things that is really just a foregone conclusion within seva, is that you're like, if you have the ability to feed someone who needs feeding, you do it. right? Like if you have the ability to help someone, to serve someone who needs helping, you do it. And I know I've talked about this before in the past, but it kind of reminded me a lot of that, and how there's so many ways that like our cultures, even if they've never really touched in the past, overlap so much in the ways that truly at the end of the day, we all just want to help each other.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I guess it was just a good reminder to be like, yeah, I am struggling financially right now, but that doesn't mean I can't help someone even in the smallest possible way. Even if it is just my time and my energy, you know, in whatever way that I can, even if it's not financial, like if I can help somebody out by like, if a friend of mine is moving and they're like, could you help me move? I can do that. It's not going to cost me anything to do that, but I could do that, right? Like, whatever way that I can help somebody, be it food-wise or otherwise, I can and I should. So maybe not the exact point she was making, but it just kind of really reminded me of like, yeah, we can, we should.
Yeah.
So
I think one of the things that really struck me about that book, and it's been a few months since I read it, is the concept of stocking up for the future and saving up, that like hoarding tendency of accumulating out of the fear of not being able to survive. Really like hit me in like a generational way on how our parents came from a really scarce time, and then suddenly the economy sort of like bubbled up and then fell again. And during that bubble up, at least my parents started out being very frugal, and then they got very spendy, and then they didn't get frugal again. Right? And for me, it kind of made it so that my childhood, in terms of having stuff around, was very inconsistent. And what I'm trying to like take away from this book is there is everything we need to survive is already here. There is absolutely no reason why I should take away resources from my neighbors so that I can feel better about maybe not having enough later. And so the way that I'm trying to do that is not being so stingy with the things that I have, with the knowledge that I share, not being gatekeepy, you know? Like, a lot of the things is, like, if you know how to do something well, you have to keep it to yourself, because that's how you can make a living later, you know? Like, and there's no reason to do that. We already have everything we need. So if I have something and I'm able to share it, there's no reason why I wouldn't. Because the serviceberry doesn't care. It's gonna flower again and fruit again next year. And, so will I.
It was a really good book. Definitely recommend it. And the audiobook is it's like just under 2 hours. So
wow, that's short.
Yeah, it's nice and short.
It's very quick.
I had a free evening, and so I just put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I grabbed a Sashiko project that I was working on, and I put it on my speaker, and I just listened to it, and I did some slow stitching, and it was really nice.
So nice.
It was really nice to just like turn off the world and turn on this book and just be like, there's a lesson here, and I'm going to find it, and it might not necessarily be the lesson that the author set out to write, but it's going to be something that has meaning for my life.
Yeah, and that's what matters, right?
And so, very enjoyable. Deeply recommend.
So cool.
Yeah. I also finished the book Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater. It is the third book in the Regency Fairy Tales series that she wrote. I think the third and final book.
I love fairy tales.
I figured out the ending about halfway through. Gold star to me. I love it when I do that.
You do?
I do love it. It makes me feel like, yes, I am.
Again, see? Problem solver. You just like to solve a puzzle.
It's so funny because a friend of mine who's also read them was like, oh, I see that you're reading it. Like, what do you think is going to happen? And I was like, this is going to happen. And they were like, yeah. And they were like, trying not to give it away that was the ending. And I was like, no, I know it's going to happen. And they're like, yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever you think. And I'm like, no, I know it's going to happen.
That's too
It's
funny.
kind of funny.
I'm really bad at predicting the ending.
So
I just try to, like, not try to predict. I've only done it a few times. Only once I think I predicted correctly, but...
Yeah. My partner's really good at it, so now I think his record is 8 seconds in to a movie.
Movie or
He
TV
pointed
show?
at a guy who was like, that's the killer.
Wow.
What?
And he was right.
Oh my god. Well,
it's-
okay, to be fair, sometimes in some stories, whether it's
It's very
movies or TV
obvious, yeah.
like, they make it a little too obvious, especially if you've already watched a lot of, like, murder mysteries or, like, that type of stuff.
You
You're
know
like,
the formula, right? Like the explosion. I'm really bad at predicting that, but now what we do is we start a show or a movie, we'll pause it, and then we'll both make a guess.
Speculate? Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll continue.
Nice.
We'll continue watching and see who's right.
Well, I also have a
practicing.
book that I'm going to read, and there's a funny story about this. So, I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and I came across this video of a bookstagrammer who was like, I read this book, and it blew my mind, and I have to tell you the story about how I found it.
Oh.
And this was a bookstagrammer that I'd never encountered her content before, but, you know, my For You page is literally just yarn, books, pasta, travel, like, ideal
Sounds
content,
lovely.
right? I love it so
Yeah,
much.
sounds great.
I
How do I subscribe?
This is so me. Just take my phone. There you go. And anyway, so she was like, I have to tell you the story about this. She's like, I was on the subway. I guess she lives in New York. She's like, I was on the subway, and I was reading a physical book. And I get to the end of the book, and I finish the book, and I was like, oh, and I'm sad I'm done. I'm not yet where I need to go, whatever. I put the book in my bag, and I'm just like sitting, staring out the window of the subway car, waiting for my stop. When this guy kind of like leans over across the aisle and he goes, I see you finished your book. Can I tell you about a book that I think you should read next? And she's like, okay, sure. And he describes this book to her, and she's like, all right, cool, I'm intrigued. And he goes, my wife's the author. I just want to tell as many people as I can about it.
Okay, I thought he was a creepo.
No. And she's like, that's genuinely super sweet. I'll check it out. So she gets to where she needs to go. She does her thing. She gets home that night. She looks up the book online. She, I guess, finds a copy of it online, proceeds to read it, and then goes, this book actually slapped. And then, like, makes a video about it. And the video goes viral, right? The video goes viral across her Booksta. And then I guess somebody asked, like, how did you find out about this book? And that was the video I saw, was her answering this question about how she found out about this book. Because the author then commented, haha, that was my husband that you met. He's my biggest fan.
Aww, that's so cute.
But, like, we love that, though. Like, a supporting husband?
Yeah.
Or wife, or whatever.
Yeah.
A supporting partner who's there for...
It just came in this morning, and I just borrowed it.
Wait.
What is it?
Tell me the broad strokes.
I actually don't remember.
Okay.
So let's see. It says, a captivating journey of love, sacrifice, and destiny playing out in the world of music. Basically, looking at this, it looks like, okay. So it looks like in 2003, two music students, I'm just going to like paraphrase this because I don't feel like reading the whole thing. Two music students meet and have like a very intense kind of love affair.
Got it.
And then go their separate ways.
Got it.
20 years later, 16-year-old piano virtuoso meets her birth parents.
Oh.
And then the three of them...
It's the Parent Trap!
Yeah. So she just...
That's so
So
exciting.
the 16-year-old, when she suddenly discovers the startling truth of her identity, the revelation catalyzes a chain of events that not only reunite her with her birth parents, but forces them together on a rock tour bus for a careening cross-country journey. It's there, trapped in these tight confines, that the three must finally reconcile with irrevocable choices from the past.
Aww.
That actually sounds really interesting. So the book is called The Encore by Juliet Izon.
That's so
The
interesting.
Encore by Juliet Izon.
That's so interesting.
So I am going to give this a try simply because the author's husband, you convinced me and I never even met you. That sounds pretty sweet. So I'm going to give that a go. That's going to be my like on the go reading. So like when I'm on the train to and from work, and when I'm at home, I am doing my ACOTAR reread.
Very nice.
So
Yeah, I gotta
that's
get on
my
that.
that's my couch reading. Yeah.
So many things to read.
I don't think I can go through ACOTAR again. It took me forever. But I am going to look for a summary so I can remember what's going on.
Oh, I think actually I can give you one.
Summary?
Yes, I think I can recommend a podcast that will do that for you.
Is it the Fantasy Girls?
Yes, the Fantasy Fangirls.
Because I loved reading Fourth Wing and like chapter by chapter, and then listening to the Fantasy Fangirls podcast. Yeah, because they also go chapter by chapter.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's so fun.
So for those of you who don't know, I introduced Anahí to this podcast called the Fantasy Fangirls a few months ago, and they are fantastic because they go through. They've chosen several books. They've done ACOTAR. They've done Fourth Wing. They've done the series by Penn Cole. The Heat of the Everflame series.
Spark of the Everflame.
Yeah, they've done that series. They've done a couple of other books. They're doing the When the Moon Hatched series currently. They've done a whole bunch of books like this, and they do recaps. They do chapter by chapter analysis for book series that are currently like coming out.
Yeah.
But then for some of these books that are like about to like the next book is coming out, they'll do like a recap episode.
Yeah.
So that you can like get all of the details and things to remember and the theories and
if you have
like,
the recap episode handy, I would love it. If not, I'm happy to look it up. But yes, I do absolutely want to listen to a recap because I don't think I'm going to read all 6 books again.
I can find it. If they have a recap out, I'll find it. If they haven't, I'm sure they'll release one before October and I'll send it when it comes out. But the Fantasy Fangirls is a great resource for that.
Yeah.
So
they do so much work.
They're both authors.
Are they?
Yeah, one of them has just announced the release date of her first book is coming out in May of next year. Oh. And the other one, the older sister, hasn't announced her release date yet, but I think it's like her book is heading towards drafts.
Yeah.
But they're both authors as well now. Like they've been able to take the podcast like full time and leave the corporate world behind and are now chasing their dreams as being authors as well, which is pretty cool.
Cute. Awesome. That's so nice. I like it when people have success.
Yeah, absolutely. So would definitely recommend. And what's also fun too is they've branched out. I say they, but they're not even the hosts of it. But they have this like secondary podcast under their umbrella called Fantasy Fan Fellas. Where they're like Sanity Manager, who I guess is like their behind the scenes like coordinator or manager kind of person, Hayden. And I can't remember his handle, but Steven. He's like in the fan space. You'll see him all the time. He's got the long blonde hair, and he's like super. You'll see him, and you'll be like, I know exactly who he is. But they started a series called Fantasy Fan Fellas, and they are doing Mistborn.
Nice.
And then there's another podcast that's under their umbrella that just recently started, and I'm blanking on who it is, but it's like a fan. What is it? Fangirl? No. Anyway, they've got like multiple podcasts under their umbrella now, which is pretty fun. So they're really opening up a space, which is fun, and yeah, pretty great. Would recommend the podcast.
I love it because I personally miss a lot of details such as like, I don't know, I get glassy eyed and then I just like read through it and it doesn't actually like absorb. So I appreciate listening to their dissection of the chapter after I've read it so that I can enjoy kind of like chatting with someone about it.
Yeah. It's great.
Who actually understood.
Love it. What I love about these podcasts is that these are two people who go in and they do the deep dives. Like they're the people who are like they're doing the underlining, they're doing the tabbing, they're doing the like if you see the meme of the guy with the like the wall from Sherlock and he's like got the red string and he's like that's Sherlock.
That's them. Family trees. They got their timeline.
They've got
their history.
All it's intense, it's amazing. And like I aspire to be that level of reader, but I just could not give a fuck.
Do you think the authors have that level of detail?
Apparently Rebecca Yarros has a whiteboard.
Yeah.
She whiteboards it all out.
Wow.
So, yes.
I think it depends on your process, right?
Yeah.
Like writing is a very, or just like any creative outlet, right? It's a very personal experience. So some people will write like individual scenes and then kind of like mash them all up together. Others will start like, was it Tolkien that like started and then if he hit a snag, he would actually go back to the beginning and restart writing. I forgot if it's him.
I can't remember.
I think it's him. Like, essentially,
That
he
sounds
would...
so intense.
So, instead of writing, like, scene, it was literally just, like, from A to Z, but, like, in chronological order. Yeah. Like, or, you know...
Well, George R. R. Martin has that super famous quote about writers being either gardeners or architects.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like
what
that.
What is the quote?
So, he has stated that he has noticed that writers fall into one of two categories. Architects or gardeners. Architects will plan out in advance the storyline, the setup, the climax, the conclusion, where the characters are going to go, how the plot is going to lie, the origin stories of the characters, etc., etc., etc. And before they begin writing, they know the shape of the story.
Yeah.
Right? They have the plan in place. Whereas a gardener is a writer who just begins writing and lets what happen. And then...
Oh, it just waters the seeds and see what goes.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is part of the reason why George R. R. Martin is still writing the current book, because he
hasn't been watering his garden.
No, he has. The only problem is he's stuck in what has been called the Myronese knot, where he's written Daenerys into this, like, web of intrigue, and she's stuck in the knot, and she has not been able to unpick the knot, type thing. So, anyway, that's the thing. But, yeah. Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose because I'm having so many bad allergies. I've taken all my antihistamines and sprays and things today, but I was out in nature this morning and there was so much pollen, and now I'm here next to a dog.
And he is full of pollen.
And I am just...
and he is literally just pollen central right
now.
If you get, like... I'll have to share a photo later, but, like, the whole side of my leg is just fur.
He always sheds his undercoat in the spring and in the fall.
Yeah.
Twice a year. Yeah. So even I'm not allergic, and even I'm getting tickles in my
my
nose because of the hair.
So much hair, buddy.
There's a lot
so
of
much hair.
Anyway. It's just my allergies.
But he's living his best life right now.
I'm not coked up, I promise. It's just allergies.
And what are you knitting, bud?
What am I knitting? 1 second. So I am knitting. These are the middles.
It's just small.
This big cloud. These are the beginnings of the Hosenmatz, the baby pants. The baby pants.
Hosenmatz, maybe.
Hosenmatz? I don't know. They're a pair of baby pants that our friend Vanessa introduced to us pattern-wise. You've made a pair.
I've made a pair, yeah.
And they're so cute. So I'm on the gusset increases for the butt.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute. I have
so adorable.
One of my sister's friends is expecting in August, and then one of my coworkers, his wife is due in early September. So my plan is to make a pair of these for each of them.
So adorable.
So cute.
The pattern is a single size, right?
There's 4 sizes.
Oh, there's 4. Okay.
So I'm making the 3rd size, because that should be like, then that would be like January, February, March wear. For both babies.
When I made it the 6-month-old. I think.
Yeah.
Size.
I'm doing 4 to 7 months. Yeah.
Yeah, just in case, because like the baby wasn't gonna be born. The baby was going to be born in the winter, so she needed to like take her through the winter.
Yeah. So they're super cute. They're working up pretty quickly. I'm maybe like 15 rows from splitting for the legs.
Adorable.
I need to see if I have a 9-inch circular in this needle size. I don't know if I do, which would be really disappointing. Let me see.
You might have to go DPN.
Actually, I think I do.
Really? Don't you have the Chiago Shorty set?
No. No, I don't. No, I think I do, because this is a 3mm needle, and I'm pretty sure that the circulars I just bought at the fabric flea market was a 3mm.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'll have to check. I'll have to verify. But yeah, these are working up really quickly, and they're super cute. And I'm using yarn from, I don't know, I do have it. Okay, I'm using yarn from Riverside Studios.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to show up very well. Which is a local to us dyer. She is just up the river on the Gatineau side. And yeah, she's in Wakefield. This is the color Hunter on the Super Sock base. I have been told from this one over here that a sock yarn is best for baby related clothing, because then it's a little bit more durable than full wool. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they're gonna look kind of like camo now.
Well, yeah, that's the point. That's why they're
cute.
called hunter.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize that as I was knitting the ribbing, but I was like, oh,
That's
both
literally
both of these are baby girls. But you know what? Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Oh, she's gonna
Girls
be
can
like
be hunters too.
cosplaying Destiny's Child in the Survivor
There we
video.
go.
Oh my
yeah.
god, I should knit a little like
I'm a
orange pair of
survivor.
booties or something. That'd be
I'm gonna
cute.
make it.
But yeah,
That's so cute.
I know.
I
And
love
I'm-
that. I love that pattern, the Hosenmatz,
They're
because
so cute.
like the cuffs and the waist ribbing are so long, and it's intentionally long because babies grow lengthwise first.
Yep.
Right. So what's cool is that when they wear it for the first time, you can roll up the cuffs and roll the hem. But as they grow, you can unroll it, and the pants kind of grow with the baby, which is so cute. Yeah. And they become leggings afterwards instead of like bloomers.
Yeah, I picked this green because my sister's friend is Irish, and I thought this would be mildly culturally appropriate. But yeah, I thought they would be cute. So I don't know. I had this grand plan that I'd be able to knit like a pair of pants and some booties and a bonnet, and I'd be able to do the whole set and then gift them because I'm going to be seeing my sister in June, so I could give them to Meg, and then Meg could take them back to Vancouver, but I don't think I'm going to get all three done by the time in like 3.5 weeks. That's a bit much, so I'll maybe aim for a pair of booties as well. That might be feasible, but probably not a bonnet as well.
Maybe not a bonnet. We'll see how much you have left.
Yeah. But I also have to make another pair of pants for my coworker's baby, so that's another one. That's another one I gotta find time to do.
Well, you don't have to.
But I want to.
Right.
This is actually a super cute story. They, he and his wife, they have one daughter who is older, like 12, 13, I think. Mm-hmm. And they've been trying for quite a while to have their second. So they were very, very excited to
finally be successful.
To finally be successful in this endeavor. So
that's cute.
I am very excited for them that they're having another little one.
Cutie. So, bonnet for them.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do a bonnet for them. That feels more appropriate for like Ottawa weather.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking earlier about
phase 2 of the stream.
Oh, phase 2 of the stream. We have a question that we ask each other, and we get our thoughts on it. And if you have some thoughts about it, we would love it if you were to put them on the chat or in the comments below, so that we can hear what you have to say about it. But essentially, we were saying, Carine was saying, "Oh, I haven't really knit that much this week because I've been really like I don't have enough mental energy to like sit down and concentrate on knitting," which is kind of a bit of a chicken and egg situation, because when I'm feeling mentally tired, something that helps me get out of that stressful cycle is relaxing via knitting. But if I am so tired that I am not able to knit, then I stay in that stress cycle, and I have to just potato until I
get out of that.
Get out of there. If I get out of there, and then, maybe I'll get enough energy to relax.
Yeah, well, it's so stupid, but it's true though. It sounds weird to say that, but
sometimes you are too tired to knit.
Yeah, there is there's a point where you are too tired to relax.
Yeah.
You're too exhausted. Just kind of like when you're too exhausted to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Same thing. You're just too exhausted to spend the energy on not spending any energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it does.
It's a very strange thing for me to experience, because I don't experience it often. Mostly because I tend to be on the go all the time. So
well, you are usually one of the most energetic people that I know.
Yeah, and
so it's rare
for
you to be so tired.
Well, it's been a.
Or are you just constantly trying to outrun your exhaustion?
A little bit of that too, for sure. I think. I mean, yes. good question. I do have
Therapy.
Yeah, I do have things in place.
That's just today's theme.
Like I do have what do you say, like, I guess steps in place one like in the morning and at night to help me like wake up. And to be fair, my sleep has not been impacted in any shape or form.
That's good.
Mostly because I'm an excellent sleeper.
Wow.
Yes, I brag about that
Must
Wow.
because
Brag.
I'm happy that is not a problem for me. So like, but I do have a really extensive evening routine and morning routine that is sacred to me. And if I don't do them, I do not feel right. This is not like, I'm not trying to be to exaggerate. If I don't do those routines, it will screw my entire day off.
Well, having seen when you've had your routine disrupted, I can understand why it's important
it's
to you.
just not and things are so like it's hard to explain. It's like one of the routines I do when I leave the house, which is very, very simple, but I will go to the kitchen and I will touch each what do you call it,
Like the jars?
no, the stove,
Oh, yeah.
like all
The burners?
and I will open the oven door and I will stick my hand in to make sure that everything is off.
That is off. Oh, okay.
And if I don't do that and I leave the house, I will and like I
You'll be
close the
stressed
door,
all day.
I will go back in. No matter how close to the door downstairs I am, I will go back up and I will do it. Because if I don't do it, if I leave, I will stress about it for the entire day.
Yeah.
That I turn the oven off. And I was trying to explain to my partner, and he knows, but when we were first starting to date, I was explaining to him that this is very much, like if I don't do this, it will eat away at me all day. And the reason why is because I've done this before where I've left a burner on and walked away. Because I do things in a very sequential like way. Like
Because that's how you are able
step.
to remember it.
And then if I don't do them or something disrupts my thinking while I'm doing the thing, like my brain doesn't register the action, so I will literally skip over a step and then move on. And sometimes the step I skip is turning off the burner or putting the keys. When I go back home, my keys have to go in my bag right away. I don't put them anywhere else. Otherwise I lose them.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, if I lose something, I literally have a little mini panic attack. Like, it's stupid, but like,
It sounds stupid.
where I'll be like, where is it? And then like,
It's really stressful not to be able to find your own stuff.
and it's again, like, so I've put so many stupid systems in place
They're
to
not
like
stupid.
make sure, well, okay, yeah, fair. They're like so many systems in place to make sure things are done properly. But then I'm realizing that means that my entire life essentially is very structured in like these little systems.
That's true.
So it does mean that like
you struggle when they don't. When they're not there.
And I've even structured my relaxing time or my stress relief time or whatever. Like, so things that help are definitely like, obviously the good weather definitely helps. If I do a physical activity, like I went hiking yesterday and it was glorious and it was wonderful. It was super early in the morning. We went at like 9 a.m.
Oh, nice.
No regrets. It was, well, except for the fact that there are idiots out there, but we already knew that. If you go to Pink Lake, guys, no dogs allowed. I don't care who you are. Like, it's very annoying.
It's supposed to be a no dogs allowed trail?
Yeah,
It's
it
not,
is.
There's no dogs allowed.
No dogs
then
allowed
why
on
are
Pink
people-
Lake, and there's this like these two guys that were running with their dog, and I'm gonna be that I know that I should not, because I hate conflict. But I will make that comment of like, dogs are not allowed, and then they just go like, and then they keep on, you know what I mean? Like, but if, like, the thing is, at some point, the people have to realize that if at some point enough idiots do this, the trail will be closed.
Yeah.
For everybody. That's what pisses me off. Is like, these people are essentially, sorry, I'm going on a tangent there. Anyway, the point is that I went hiking and that helped me. Got back home and then relaxed-ish. But like the last few weeks, relaxing has essentially been what you call potatoing.
Potato time.
I'm literally just sitting in front of the TV. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching my phone. I have noticed that I'm scrolling a little bit more, which I don't like.
Because that's immediately soothing.
Yes.
I think.
But it does...
Not great, but it does...
It does soothe because, like, the thing is, I like to do something with my hands. But if I'm not... If knitting just ends up being too much of a mental or physical feat...
Yeah.
For that period of time, I just... and my ideal, like, I'm gonna say it, my ideal relaxation time ever is like cycling between all of my hobbies that I can do at home in front of the couch.
Hell
like on the couch in front of the TV.
Hell
So it'll be watching
yeah.
a TV show or a movie or something that is comfort to me while I'm knitting, and then I'll take a break from the knitting, and then I'm gonna play my video game, and I'm gonna take a break from the video game, and I'm gonna read a book. And then I'm going to take a break from reading the book, and then I'm going to restart the knitting while I'm watching the TV. And I'm going to do this on a cycle.
Yeah.
Problem is, obviously, this doesn't work if my partner's in the house, because he's not going to be on board with that cycle. So we have found ways. So if we're watching TV, I will sometimes, like... He's very good with me playing my game, and then him just watching sometimes, and, like, just chilling while I'm...
I love to do that.
And I love watching him play as well.
Like, especially because I'm not good at the video games that require skill. But those are the ones that have really great stories. So I like to sit next to him and watch him play. So I can get the story. It's like a movie that I get to tell it what to do.
Okay, so Matt, I know this is very much like not a game for, like, not that it's not a game for necessarily guys like Matt, but like it's, I don't know. He likes Fortnite.
Uh-huh. So
he doesn't play it often. But whenever he plays it, I'm just like, I want to see you murder kids. It's not kids, but a lot of the players are kids. So, or like younger people. And I'm just like go. And because these are very short, they're like, I don't know, a 10-minute game. Like, so it's entertaining to watch just that. And then I can move, because it's exactly the amount of time I need to focus on this activity, and then I move on to the next phase of whatever it is. Half the time I just go in my bedroom.
But what happens when you don't have the mental energy to make the switch? Because I don't know if that happens to you, but to me,
literally just...
when I'm in potato mode, transitioning from...
It's hard.
From doing nothing and looking at the ceiling to actually getting up and doing something else is very, very difficult. So when I'm so tired that I don't have energy to knit and I lie down, I'm just gonna lie down.
Yep.
Can I ask why you don't just take a nap?
I take naps all the time.
Okay.
But they don't
I'm not able to nap.
I love
I'm able
napping.
to lie down, but I'm not able to nap.
Are
you able to nap?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, all the time.
My naps are usually not long, though. Like, so I have two types of naps. The exhausted nap, which will last about 3 hours, and then I wake up and I don't know what year this is. And I usually don't like waking up from those because I don't feel good. Usually it's, apparently I was told that it's because you wake up in the middle of a cycle instead of at the end. So I don't feel refreshed. I just feel like I lost 3 hours of my life. I don't like those naps. But then I have this weird thing where I can do I don't know what you call them. It's like a micro nap or whatever.
Power nap.
No, I don't know if it qualifies. It's literally 5 to 8 minutes.
I'm not able to fall asleep within that time.
And then I will wake up after that, and I'm not kidding when I say 8 minutes because I've done it. I've counted.
You've just gone immediately into REM sleep.
And it literally, like, I wake up and I'm like, I feel like I slept 5 hours.
Yeah, so you've probably just gone immediately into REM sleep.
It's so disturbing. I can't do it often. But when I do it, I'm like, oh my God,
that was a magic
this is
trick.
candy. And every time I wake up, I always think that I slept 3-4 hours. And then I look at the time, I'm like, it's been 8 minutes. What happened? And it's such a weird feeling.
Can I go back to something you said? You just said that you have a really hard time transitioning from, like, staring into the void to getting up to do something.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Do you just, like... So when I do... So I like to do what I call void time.
Uh-huh.
So, because I have a job
where...
where...
You put yourself in a black box.
I have a job where it's literally written into my job description that in like extended periods of intense concentration will be required. So there are days where I come home and I know fully that I will not be able to do anything cerebral. And so I give myself what I call void time, where I just lie on the ground and I stare at the ceiling and I just like look into the void.
For how long?
Until my body says I'm done.
But like last time you did it, how long was it?
It can be anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours.
Damn.
I think I
just go until I'm ready to get up.
Yeah.
I do not force myself to get up. I have dedicated pillows. They don't go on my couch. They sit on the floor leaning against the couch.
I love it.
Pillows.
I love it.
Like the Nango pillows.
For floor time.
For floor time. And they live there specifically so that I can lie on the floor and I can just have my void time. And when my body is ready to exist as a functioning person, then I get up. But I do not force myself to get up before I'm ready.
Here's the thing. Something really similar to what Carine said happens to me. I need to be stimulated.
Okay.
At all times. Otherwise, my mind is not able to settle itself in silence. Like, my brain requires a minimal level of stimulation to feel good.
Yep.
Okay.
If I am understimulated by putting myself in, like, the void, for example, that does not have a relaxing effect on me. It has a stressful effect on me.
Yeah, that's why, like,
right?
meditation, I don't know about you, but when I do meditation, I have to move. So meditation to me, the only way it works where I can, like, listen to somebody, like, guide you through a meditation or even just music, I will do stretches, I will walk. I cannot physically sit still while I do that.
Yeah.
That mental, it's too much. It's like...
This is so interesting.
Isn't it interesting?
I am constantly seeking to be understimulated.
Yeah. I think because we have different thresholds of satisfaction. Yeah. And so when I am in a position where I like the lights off, I like rain sounds.
Oh my god, yes.
And I like
any water sound really.
And I like covering myself up all the way up to my face.
Amen. Same.
Right?
Yep.
Whereas if I am in a, like, that, to me, that's physical stimulation. So if I were to, like, lie down on the bed on top of the covers with nothing on me and, like, absolute silence, I would actually start to feel stressed. So the reason why I'm not able to get out of it is because in order for me to be able to soothe, I need to expend my physical energy by absorbing stimulation. And then that means that even when I'm resting, I'm not really resting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
But it is a form.
It is exhausting, and it lasts days for me. I don't know how long it lasts for you. But if I'm not able to do the knitting today, I'm probably not going to be able to do the knitting for 4 days.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's not just a day. It'll be like a bit of a phase. Right now, to be fair, it's happening more than normal just because I'm so exhausted from work. And my work is essentially 8 hours of
brain
focus, like laser focus on something that needs to be done yesterday. So it's a time constraint. It's very mentally, it's not physically demanding other than like sitting on a chair. And the only reprieve I get, which thank the Lord for it, is I get a half an hour to work out every day that I'm like given permission to do.
Yeah.
So and I take it. And that half hour is sacred to me. Like if I can't do it because the time frame doesn't work with my usual routine, I will move it as close to that usual routine time as I can, so as not to disturb it as much. So I usually work out in the morning at, like, let's say 10 or 10:30. If I can't do, let's say 10:30, it'll have to be 10 or 9:30 or 11. It can't be at 1 p.m. Like, that doesn't happen in my head.
Oh, interesting.
So it's very much, but that's the only thing I get. And then when I get home, I've started to bike to work, to and from work.
That's
and
nice. The weather's finally nice.
It's really nice. It's a 45-minute bike ride.
Do you have something that you can do at home if you don't feel like potatoing, but you don't have the energy to knit?
You have the gym in your building. Why not just go get on the treadmill and walk?
Well, I do. So I've done that before, and it kind of works, but sometimes that is even too much physical. So I do this thing, which is really frustrating, where sometimes when I'm in that situation, I will try to push myself physically. Look, so at the gym or on my bike, and then I hurt my back, which is exactly what I did this week. Because I went from zero to 100. I was like, I haven't done the ride from home to work in years. I usually, like last year, what I did was I would take the bike to the train station, take the train, and then bike to work.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing the full thing, which is about 45 minutes. And it's 45 minutes at not a slow pace. Okay.
Yeah, a commuting pace.
It's a commuting pace.
I have somewhere to go pace.
And there's a lot of, which is, in retrospect.
And it's busy on the paths.
Yeah.
And
it's not too bad. Like, the morning is glorious. I'm not going to lie. I love the morning rides because there's almost nobody. It's cold-ish. It's a good route because there's a lot of up and down, but it's not just up one way and down one way. It's like kind of like divided.
Yeah.
So, but again, I went from I'm not doing this at all, I'm just commuting to work, to I'm gonna bike twice a day for the next week.
Yeah.
And then
you
my
got
body
a little
was like
too excited.
Exactly. And that happens a lot when I'm in the situation of like I need to get out of this funk where I'm gonna like overdo it and then I'm gonna get hurt in some shape because again I forget that I'm an old person. And then
we are just seniors.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just waiting
practically seniors.
I'm just waiting for my pension to catch up, but or me to catch up to my pension. But yeah, so this it's a very, but you're right. I think the complete silence or the complete lack of distraction or stimulation is, I would argue, is terrifying.
I'll tell you what has been helping me on like achieve that minimal stimulation that my brain needs, but also gives me the same relaxation that something like knitting would do when I don't have enough, like you said, cerebral energy to spend on knitting, because I can't like count or do like minute work. I've been messing around with watercolors a lot again. And what I did is I just don't put them away. The watercolor palette is open on my desk, to the side, away.
Okay.
Like, so that if you picture
it's
this
out
is
of
my
the way,
desk,
but it's not.
But it's not. It's
like,
not away
this
completely.
This is my keyboard. This is my mouse. You know, my monitor's over here, and my watercolor's right there.
Okay, so you have to just like
my
grab
palette
and go.
is right there with the pencil in the cup.
Yeah.
And a spray bottle, so I don't have to get up
to do that, which is nice, because I agree that sometimes if I want to do an activity that requires me to get up to go get it,
I'm not gonna do it.
That's a problem, you know.
So what I've done is it looks like an absolute mess, but what I've done is I have within my sitting space reachable alternative hobbies or alternative activities that I can do when I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
And in a drawer is some embroidery, in another drawer is a knitting project, on the other side is like sewing, and I have my watercolors. So I will look up on YouTube a watercolor tutorial, it doesn't matter what it is, and I'll try to follow along.
Okay.
And then I'm not using my brain, I'm just following instructions. I'm not even picking the colors. The YouTube video is tells you colors.
Yeah.
So I'm not using anything other than like minimal movements on my hands. And I'm still doing that. I'm still getting the relief and the joy that I get when I'm knitting or crocheting, but I'm not using my brain to that level of complexity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's been really helpful for me so far. It is a very messy option, I will say.
Yeah.
Because at the end you have this like cup of forbidden juice that you can't drink. And so at the end of but I'll tell you what, at the end of like a watercolor session, I actually have enough energy to get up.
But sometimes
so I can get up and transition to the kitchen.
That's the thing. Sometimes those activities that are very, very low impact, I guess, or very low energy, tend to kind of like, it's like almost like jump starting a car.
It is like a jump start, because then
right?
I have found, like last week for example, I was not able to like pick up the sweater that I'm working on, but then I watercolored 2 days in a row, and then on the third day I like started watercoloring, and I'm like, I'm not gonna finish that because I feel the itching to knit. And I picked it up again, and now I'm knitting it again. So I don't know if other people feel this, like, it's not really burnout, but it's just like an inability to get back onto it. Like a few years ago, people call it their knit mojo.
Yeah.
Like I've lost my knitting mojo, which is like I'm not motivated. I'm not feeling the urge to pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing, etc. Or in our case, too tired to knit. I'm too tired to knit.
Yeah, it's
like,
so
not
strange
my body,
to
my
say
body's
that.
not tired, but like
It's so strange
feel
to say.
that kind of guilt, but not about knitting, about reading.
really. where you're like, I really wish I could finish this book, but I just can't. I can't pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, not about any specific book in particular, but more just about, like, reading in general. And, like,
like your habit of reading.
Like, my habit of reading. But I will say this, over the last few years, and, like, really struggling with being burnt out and trying to come to grips with, like, giving myself the grace to, like, having the energy to do things and to not do things, and accepting that sometimes I do need more void time than other days, I have just gotten to this place where, like, there was a period of time earlier in the winter, probably in, like, January, February, where I went maybe, like, 10 days where I wasn't reading, I wasn't knitting, I was doing very little, like, actual experimental cooking. It was more like subsistence cooking. So, like, a lot of the, like, hands-on things that bring me a lot of joy, I just wasn't doing at home. It was a lot of void time because work was really stressful, personal life stuff was really stressful, and I just wasn't. I was like Shell Alley, you know?
Shally.
I was shally. Yeah, exactly.
Just a hollow.
So just a lot of void time, and I really was struggling with it at first, and so I pulled out ye olde journal, and I did a little bit of journaling because like I was just trying to like
That's really wholesome.
Get through some of those feelings and work through some of those feelings, and really what I just kind of got myself to the place of acceptance of like, yeah, you know what? There's going to be periods of time, and I'm not saying days, there's going to be periods of time where like I just can't. Okay?
Where I literally can't.
Where I literally just cannot. But I had to just keep reminding myself that it's not a forever thing.
Right.
Right? So every time where I get into these periods where I'm just like really struggling and I cannot pick up the thing that gives me joy, be it a book, be it a project, be it a whatever.
A dog.
A doggo, whatever. I just like, I'm sitting there, I'm in my void time, I'm in my little like cocoon of silence, and I'm just like, okay, so today is a void day. That's fine. Today is a void day. That's fine. And it got to the point where I would just keep telling myself, today's a void day. That's okay.
You know who really helped with this? The pug. That did the pug? No, the pug that did the Bones No Bones. Noodle. R.I.P. Noodle. I bought the book that he put out, but Noodle would sometime, if you were on the internet around that time, Noodle the pug was really old, and his owner would wake him up in the morning against his will and like pick him up and put him on stand him up, and sometimes Noodle would stay standing up and be like, all right, I guess we're going. Like, it's time to start our day. And sometimes Noodle would get, like, propped up and immediately plop back down. Yeah. And that, was, you know what? It's a no bones day. Noodle has no bones. Yeah. So we will not be bothering Noodle for the rest of the day. Yeah.
I love that.
And that really helped me understand that I often also have no bones day.
No bones day, yeah.
And I don't want to do the things because I don't have any bones. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it, because it does seem like, for me anyway, like a decade ago or whatever, like there was so much, and I still have a lot of energy, but there were ups and downs, but there were never moments when I was like, I don't have the energy. And now it's to the point where you've lived a long enough life and you've worked enough and you've had enough responsibilities and you've done enough that your body or your mind, your entire person is like, I need a break from this.
I need rest from life, from the things that I usually don't need a break from.
Well, yeah. I think what we do, and I'm saying this from like literally direct experience of like this past week, I think we often forget that like humanity was not designed for this much labor, right?
That is
like if
so
you look at
true,
the animal kingdom,
there's a lot of resting involved.
Yeah, there's so much resting involved. Like mammals hibernate, right? Yeah. Like if you look at like lions, for example, they spend like really.
20 a huge meal and then they rest.
They spend like 20 hours sleeping, and they have huge meals like 2 times a week, right?
Yeah.
Like it's even like doggos, they sleep so much of the day away, and like we are constantly going because of capitalism. Like
because of capitalism,
we're not designed to just be nonstop. Like, I ended up taking this past Friday off as a mental health day, and on Thursday I was really struggling with the decision of whether or not I should do it. So I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I was like, I don't know, like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. She's like, you should just do it. And I was like, yeah, if anybody asks, just tell them that I had, like, food poisoning and explosive diarrhea or something like that. And she, like, leans over to me and she's like, okay, yeah, the person with the chronic illness had explosive diarrhea, and that's why they need an excuse to take a day off, because they had food poisoning. And I just immediately burst into laughter, because that was the only way I could respond to it. And I was like, you're right. I am chronically ill. I do have mental health issues. I don't need an excuse to take a rest day because I'm really struggling.
And also, that's what they're
You're
for.
right.
Exactly.
So I am feeling sick.
I'm not there.
So I took the day, and I'm really glad I did, because I woke up on Friday morning and, like, every single one of my joints was hurting. Like, my whole body ached. Like, I felt so brain foggy. And I'm really glad I did, because I ended up waking up on Saturday being like, oh, the beginnings of a migraine are starting to appear. Like, this was the aura. Like, my body was giving me signs that I needed to slow down. And I'm glad that I listened to my coworker Noreen and took the day, because
MVP Noreen, good job there.
Because Saturday kind of really was really tough. Like, by the time I got to bedtime in the evening, I was struggling with the precursor signs of migraine. And thankfully I feel a bit better. Like, I've taken all of my rescue medication, and I've gotten a lot of sleep, and I'm, we're hydrating, and maybe a bit slower than I should have been, but still, like,
it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. But, like, I gave myself the Friday, and I'm really glad that I did. And as a result, like, I didn't watch, like, any TV on Friday. I did very little knitting. Like, I just gave myself void time for most of Friday, because that's what my body required. And I got to Saturday and was like, okay, I think I can do a little bit of knitting and watch a little bit of TV.
Yeah.
But if I can't, that's all right. I walked to the sandwich shop, and then later in the afternoon, after a 2.5-hour nap, I walked to the grocery store, and I was like, that's okay. I had originally planned to do a whole bunch of, like, laundry and cleaning and all sorts of stuff this weekend, and you know what?
The laundry.
Whatever.
I think, like,
that's a tomorrow problem for
me. It just I think what it is, what I'm trying to say here is that it's an individual journey for everybody to get to this place of acceptance that your body is not going to cooperate
all the time
with what you want it to do every single day.
Yeah.
And it is a journey to get to this place where you're going to be okay with knowing that it's not going to do it. It will maybe get done. Maybe it won't get done. But that's okay. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. Nothing's going to light on fire. You'll be fine.
Unless you light it on fire.
And sometimes it's not. It's going to be... What's funny is that it's going to be your body no matter what. But sometimes it'll be your head. Sometimes it'll be your joints. Sometimes it'll be your bones. Sometimes it'll be your muscles. Sometimes, like, it's always going to be... Like, you're going to be like, yeah, let's do this. And then one part's going to like, no. Everybody else is okay, but that one part, like, I'm saying this, like, if I want to go for a run, and I start to do stretches, and all of a sudden I feel like one of my joints or one of my tendons just, like, doing its thing, I'm like, well, I guess we're not running today. Like, so, or I can, but, like, it's a modified, it's not what I wanted it to do. So sometimes you have to accept that you have to modify your...
And everybody's coping mechanisms are going to be different.
Yeah,
right?
your routine, or your...
I think the way we move through life, like the way we move through life is so different from each other.
Yeah.
And I would never judge these two by the metric that I hold myself to. Mm-hmm. And I am learning that I cannot even judge myself to the metric that I hold myself to, because
when your
Allie
body,
today is not the Allie of Wednesday, is not the Allie of next Thursday.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's certainly not... We're not the same as we were...
I think
a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and who we're going to be in 5 years. Like, we don't know what the future holds. We don't know, like, but it's we evolve, right? That's the point.
People grow and people change, and so do we. And I think one of the things that kind of is frustrating about being too tired to knit is because I personally have made crafting and textiles part of my coping mechanisms. My system of soothing and myself and coping and relaxing and reflecting and giving myself me time, quote unquote, includes textile arts. That's usually what I crave when I want some me time. And when I am not able to do that, it is frustrating that that's what I want to do and I'm not able to do it because I don't have enough brain juice for that. So the key for me has been finding alternative things that don't require as much energy but that still give me that like this is like a little like brain like massage, you know? And that's okay. Like, we don't have to be super committed to only one hobby, or, you know, like, we don't have to put deadlines on the projects that we have if we don't want to. And even if we do, we can take those deadlines away if they are causing you more stress than they are causing you joy. But I think most importantly, it is if you get to know yourself, you can accommodate yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that that is the important part. And we can tell you what we do, but like you're gonna have to figure out what works for you. For me, it's the rain sounds and the watercolor. For Ali, it's the void time, and for you, I don't know.
I guess in an ideal time, it's working out or some kind of physical activity.
Yeah.
I think in the end, it's about like the whole. It's gonna sound a little corny, but life is about learning about yourself, or like learning who you are, and that includes every nook and cranny and every like things that make you who you are, and the coping mechanisms and the baggage you have, everything. It's like your entire life journey is about learning about you, and you can't, like, you don't just do that when you're a kid, as you grow up, you do that throughout life, and you realize that you're never really the same person. I think,
my goal as an adult is to make sure that every night when I go to bed, I'm not angry at the way that I acted that day.
Oh, damn!
Not at the choices I made, because sometimes your choices are involuntary. But if I go to bed and I'm not angry at the way that I acted that day, then that was a good day.
That's such an interesting measure of self-satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to lower the bar. I'm not. I'm trying to move through my life with grace for where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And on that beautiful note, we wish you self-satisfaction and a way to get to know yourself and soothe yourself and give yourself joy. If that is knitting, then let it be it. And if it's something else, then let it be that. So we're going to see you guys again in a couple of weeks for another live stream. My name is Anahí.
I'm Carine.
And I'm Elle.
And we are your three pearls from the Purl Perspectives. Purl Perspectives podcast. We really got to think about a better way to enunciate that. And we will see you again very soon. Bye.